Hello everyone. In this demo, I will going to show like how exactly my code is working and how I'm getting the output. So let's get started. This is my first code where actually I've created the Python machine learning model to load data. So it is it has around one, two, three, four functions. In which first function is to use to calculate distance using Habermas formula. Second function is basically to add two columns as I mentioned in this instruction.mt that there are two formula I'm using where which I am adding a column which will going to point towards the next uh, next ID of the data, and second part distance will going to calculate the minimum distance in the system in the output. And here actual my codes are started. It is the like the continent list in which I am going to data pass data and divide automatically. So it is like data is like actual data where I'm going to divide data automatically. And it is the function to add rows in the column which I've created function to avoid do not repeat yourself. And this is like the breaking point where actually I'm going to get actual to divide the actual data into segments dependent on the country. So here the JSON file had been opened with name of city or nation. Here the JSON had been loaded in form of data variable. Here the container list had been specified. Here actual the data frame had been made where the panda data frame has been used where the actual JSON file had been converted into data frame. In this code, in this part, I have removed the unnecessary part of the unnecessary columns. Example, ID data, which I don't need, rank, I don't need, country ID, don't need, destination, I not need, and all these things I have not needed, so I removed them to make my code more effective and efficient. Here I have added the index, which will help in further adding the things according to the indexing. And here the basically the result the index had been loaded. Here the breakpoint breaking data had been loaded. Here the minimum adding the minimum distance part where the column of minimum distance and next destination had been loaded. And after the completing my made it my whole model, I had dumped my data in form of data job label which was exists here. And by the run by file, I initially the only the one formula I've been used like to calculate distance if it is needed. So here I've actually loaded the job live from the model, which is like the testing of the phase of the machine learning life cycle. In this, the data had been renamed because it was not able to take out from the like the internal data frame function. So I have to rename this part. After that, I've created the like where I've created this list. I will be dynamic allotted according to the like output. For example, if I run the case, like it's the like basic code like source dot env dot activate. If after when we made the virtual environment, so it is used to activate the virtual environment. So I will activated the virtual environment and I run this code. So here the actual source of destination, like here if I type BBN, which is the mm, Borneo, Asia. So from Borneo, Asia, I will take the flight which will take the to me to SKN, which is Saarbrücken, Europe, with the minimum distance, which will take to me to again to Jos, Africa, then Solomon Bay, North America, then Saint Leo de Chile, South America, then Malalai Island, Oceania, then back to Borneo. So it was a part. So actually, what is happening in this particular function that that is actual which is content list had been modified according to this like Asia Europe. If I run this code again and type SN actually what uh, SCN. So here, like in SCM, the data had been modified like Europe. So this part, this in this part, the Asia had been coming here and Europe is coming. So that part of code is happening in this part where the list had been divided, or list had been rotated according to the requirement of the input. Or here, as actual data had been made, like this data was made here in this question, like print in this part, like print f string IPs. The IPs like BPM, the HCM here, source IP name, temporary contributor, and here the display had been added, and the distance had been taken from the calculated distance location, and actual destination had been printed here, like this part of the code is printed here, and after that the last part is like minimum distance created by distance formula. So this distance is coming from this formula distance. So that was my code. Thank you.